Alright, so I'm going to be talking about the new edition of Martin Wallace's London that we've done a new edition and sort of reimagined of. And the game is set just after the Great Fire of London in 1666. A lot of the city's burned down and you're going to be building it up again. We are competing architects and city planners trying to make it, you know, the most, essentially impress your image onto the city and gain the most prestige and fame along the way. Throughout the game, and at the end of the game, you're going to be scoring points that you track on a points tracker up on the top of the board here. And whoever has the most of that at the end of the game wins. The trick being that there's another important resource in the game, which is poverty. Throughout the game, whenever you do any type of economic activity, you gain more and more poverty, which reflects really badly on your part of the city. So you're going to try as much as you can to get rid of poverty. However, poverty isn't an absolute bad. It depends entirely on the other players. So if everyone else has lots and lots of poverty, then you need to worry a lot less about it. Whereas if you're the one with by far the most, you can take huge penalty points based on this table over here. So it's about paying attention to what the other players are doing and not seeming as if you're treating your part of the city much, much worse. The core of the game is a tableau engine building, where each turn you're going to be deciding whether or not you want to play cards into your tableau or using the cards already there for their various effects. Whenever I play a card into my tableau in front of me, I also have to discard a card of a matching color into the general board. Well, that means that every time I want to do anything that benefits me, I'm also giving my opponents a chance to get another card that might really help them out. So I'm always deciding what card is worth it and what is worth giving away. You can keep on playing more and more cards into your tableau, each time discarding a matching color card into the center. Right? Throughout the game, cards will be flipped over, some might not be relevant, and I can just build over those. In fact, I'll want to do that over and over again, just to make best use of the space I have in front of me. After I've played down my cards, I'm going to want to use them for their effects. Each card will tell me on the bottom here if it has a cost to use, what the immediate effect is, and then whether or not it flips once I'm done. Most cards don't have a cost, but you might have to discard other cards or pay money just to use it. The cards will give you everything from points, remove poverty, get you money, or all sorts of other text effects that will be written on the cards themselves. And then the vast majority of cards will flip once they're done, so you can't use them again. In addition to this, you have the third powerful element that you'll be looking at, which are these borough cards over here. There's always 3 on display, and on my turn, I can decide to buy one of those cards for the cost in the corner. I'll get a big immediate bonus in cards, points, and poverty removal, and that might be worth it just by itself. But each card might have some combination of an activation rondel and an ongoing ability. It might have both or neither or just one. The ongoing ability will tell me what effect I can get from it repeatedly over and over again, and it'll tell me when I get that. Whereas activation rondel will tell me what happens every time I run my city. So that might be a cost essentially for the benefit of the ability, or it might just be a gain every time I run my city. It's a little bit cheaper and more efficient. The trick being that as I collect these cards, I'm going to put them in front of me, but as soon as I get a new one, I cover up the previous one almost entirely, so I can only ever have one of those abilities on the go, and it's deciding on whether or not the immediate benefits of getting new land is going to outweigh the cost of the new abilities that you might lose. And that's the game. Each turn you're either playing down cards, you're going to be using the cards in front of me for your money, points, avoiding poverty, you're going to be buying more land, and you just keep on going around until the deck runs out, at which point you finish the final round. You get points for the money you have, penalties for any unpaid loans you haven't managed to get rid of. You get penalties for poverty, and then whoever has the most points wins. And that is London.